more people living real life by passionately following Jesus. You have a small group of children that you are helping take to the next step in faith, even if it doesn't always seem like it. But you're showing up on Sundays, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So first, I want to say thank you. These children would not know as much about God if it wasn't for you. And I'm going to ask your help with something. Let's call this brainstorming, right? How can we engage in their lives a little bit more? How can we support their parents? How can we connect the leaders and the parents together? You guys. These are three big questions that I kind of need your help with in this next season of January. Here's the thing. Community starts now with these children. When they get older, they can remember that muscle memory of, I need a small group of people that I connect with and that bring me closer to the Lord, and people that I relate with. I'm trying to not ask for more work to be put on you, right? But I am asking, are you available for a little bit more of that relationship building that comes with small group leading? Let's start small. Are there two kids that you think of that maybe haven't been there in a while? What if you just reached out with a simple, hey, we've missed you. Anything I can pray for you about? Or heck, why not just ask some of the regular parents if we can be praying specifically for them and their children about anything? Small group leading isn't just 1 hour on a Sunday, but a relationship that you've already started building. And so I'm asking, what are some ideas that you have? What are some ways that we can really connect with these kids a little bit more outside of Sundays? Here are those questions again. How can we engage in their lives? How can we support their parents? How can we connect the leaders, you guys, and the parents together? It can even be simple, a parent guide that they can work at home as they pick up. You hand that out to them and they can work on that at home. Have an idea? Want to implement something? Please let me know. Let's chat. And let's jump on the vision of more people living real life by passionately following Jesus, even in your small group together. All right, I just wanted to cast that vision for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into January. Okay, so to start off January, we're starting off January with boy Jesus at the temple. And so he was left at the temple by his parents on accident as they were starting to travel back, and then they realized he was gone, and then they had to go back and find Jesus in the temple. And so the big bottom line for today is knowing God is the most important thing. And our key question is, how do you know God? Now, all of this relates to where was Jesus when he was finally found? Well, he was found in the temple teaching and learning and correcting and expanding the knowledge of the people that were way older than him, right? Like he was probably a boy, maybe around 12-ish or something like that. And he had all this knowledge. And so this first activity, what we're going to do is we're going to expand on the knowledge side of it, or the aspect of it. So this knowledge is going to be the theme for the month. How much do we know, right? And so starting with this, we're going to have some questions that are just you're going to start with some questions that they should know as children, and then some questions that they probably don't know the real answer to. And so that'll be really fun as you test their knowledge in those things. Now, you do have an alternative activity to this too that is found in the same packet in the back, and it's basically like a picture find, okay? And so you have answer keys for you, and then the other children get just like a black and white picture, and they're supposed to find all of the elements at the bottom of the page for that. Then your next activity is just divide your group into two teams and have some sort of category that you throw out there. And so it can be something like a candy or a color or something like that. But say we're going to do like red things, right? And basically each team goes one by one and says something that's red. But the trick is that it can't be repeated, and you have to answer, your group has to answer within 10 seconds, okay? And so for instance, red, you can say apples, and then the next team is going to say tulips or whatever it is. And then the next team is going to say markers, and then and it goes back and forth and back and forth. But the first team that does not do it in 10 seconds or answers something that's already been said, that team, the other team, gets a point instead. And so that'll be a really fun, just group activity as you bring back in the new year. And talk about when the kids are arriving and whatnot, talk about how they did at Christmas. What did they get at Christmas? How do they stay up all night in New Year's? That kind of stuff. Kind of just get them engaged on that relationship part of it, okay? And then this next one, you're going to have, ladies, you will have paper in your bags, and dudes, you will have your chairs. And so what you're going to do is basically have everyone sit in a circle of chairs, okay? And you're not going to want to have the table boys for this one. You're going to want to sit outside of the table for this one so that they can jump up out of the chair and swap chairs really quickly. And so basically what you're doing is you're getting to know each other a little bit more in this activity. So there's going to be one student in the middle, and that student is going to say something that they like to do, okay? And so but they want to make it something that other people would like to do too that are in the group. And so basically you're going to say like, I like mashed potatoes, right? And if you like mashed potatoes, and if you like mashed potatoes, then whoever actually likes mashed potatoes will stand up and swap seats as fast as possible. And so basically when everyone stands up all at once, the middle person is also trying to find a seat. And so there will be one person left at the end without a seat. That person is now the new person that stands in the middle and says something that they like to do, okay? But the goal of all of this is, hey, you discover something new about this person, right? Just like we discover things new about God and who he does. And so as we do that, we're learning more about him. And so like boy Jesus, he was at the temple and he was learning and teaching and all of that at the temple. And so that's what that's all about. But the extra papers, ladies, that's for you to sit on the carpets instead of the chairs. Now, I have two separate activities for this next one, okay? And they are separated on if you are 2nd and 3rd or if you are 4th and 5th. And so the 2nd and 3rd grade activity is this. Basically, you will have a little set of cards. And with these cards, you're going to have like a student pull them out one by one, and it is a Bible story review. And so there, with each one of these pictures, there's a line or a paragraph on your piece of paper that goes along with it that kind of recaps what happened in the Bible story, okay? And so do that with your students and then go through the discussion questions. If you are in 4th and 5th grade, you're going to do something a little different. 4th and 5th grade, you guys are going to have some index cards and your Bibles and whatnot, and you're going to do basically a crossword puzzle. And so with these index cards, you're going to write out knowledge with one letter on each index card, okay, for your teams. And do like, you can do 2 teams of this. And basically you'll have knowledge, K-N-O, blah, 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 all the way down. And then they're supposed to make a crossword puzzle based off of that. But every word has to relate to knowledge or something from the Bible story that they learned today, okay? So as they do that, it is just a way to get them understanding more about knowledge and like the things that we learn and how they all relate to each other in like a crossword puzzle format. Okay, so that'll be really fun for them to kind of connect the things that they've learned today over that. And then you have a memory verse activity, and again, you have 2 different ways that you can play a memory verse game, okay? And so I know I'm giving you way too many options today. It's gonna be fun though. The first one, basically you have, you can split up into 2 different teams, and then you can hide the cards of the memory verse, which it has like 1 word per card. You can hide them all around, and then one team is supposed to find that set of cards the fastest, and put it all back together. And so you have 1 orange set and 1 white set for 2 different teams. So like one team is looking for the orange, one team is looking for the white. They're spread out all over the room, that kind of thing. And whichever team finds them first and puts them all together in the correct order will win. That'll be a fun one. Or you can also play it with, I have a scramble, and basically what they're doing is they're trying to figure out how to decode this to be the memory verse, okay? And when they finally figure out how to decode this, you can know by, it's actually the letters of the alphabet. And so like the 20th letter of the alphabet, the 8th letter of the alphabet, the 5th letter, so on and so forth, okay? And so have them go ahead and decode that if you would rather play that one instead for your memory verse game, but that is up to you, whichever one you want to play. Then your prayer activity. What we're doing with this one is there's going to be a did you know poster on your wall, or that you can hang up on your wall. And when you hang this up on your wall, you will have some sticky notes. And what they're going to do is you're going to challenge them to write down something that they learned today, either about themselves, God, or the memory verse, the Bible, anything like that they've learned today, right? And then they're going to take that sticky note and put it on the wall. And when they do that, we're going to have those posters up for the next 3 weeks, so they will be able to see all of the different knowledge pieces that they've learned over the next 3 weeks. And then it'll hopefully encourage them to learn and to want more of that knowledge. And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to have this new year with you. And I also just wanted to say, join us for prayer in the morning. We do have prayer at 9 o'clock in the morning in 206, 207. So second service, even if you are in that second service, you can join us for that. We would love to have you as a time of prayer and just dedication together. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. We will see you soon.